Hey, this is Max. Welcome back to another CSR2 video. So the showdown for that Prometheus X17 event is getting towards the end here. Now, I didn't have the Devolve 16 on this account, nor do I have the World Record Edition Tuatara belt. So I'm now waiting till near the end to use the regular Tuatara Concept, but I did manage to get it fully maxed over time, so this is a fully maxed concept, and I'm making my attempt at that 1400 run at this point. Given that this is near the end of the event, and these are the last days of running this showdown, I would expect that the opponents would be a little bit easier, at least leading up to the 1400 range. Most of the fully maxed Devolve 16 guys were record edition guys, and even some guys with possibly with the Tuatara Concept has already moved on past 1400. So I should be getting the guys that are still struggling to get there. Doesn't mean I'm not going to run into cars like mine that are fully maxed, but competition shouldn't be as crazy as it was in the first days. And this is one of the things I do when I'm looking at these events where I don't have the Apex car. I just try to run the event with whatever I got near the end using the best option I have at that point. Now, mind you, this is still a pretty good option. This is only, I believe, the third or fourth fastest car in the showdown, which means it's still extremely competitive. If you're using something that are way slower, it's going to be very tough. However, that doesn't mean you're not going to run into nearly maxed or fully maxed Devolve 16s at this point, because some people, even though they have fully maxed cars, they still wait till the last second to get involved with the showdown simply because that's what they do. Okay, I do that once in a while too. I forget about it, and then a day before it ends, I go, oh, I should really do this, and then I may have the fully maxed Apex car and I end up running it. Even, for example, with this Tuatara Concept, I am still running it pretty late, given that I'm pretty much a fully maxed car. I could probably do this a few days ahead of this, but again, it was not a priority, and I'm just thinking now that I'm here, let's go ahead and do it. One thing about the Tuatara Concept that you need to understand is that the shift pattern is kind of weird. And that really makes a difference in the performance of the car, even if it's fully maxed. So really, even if a car is fully maxed, your issue is going to be, are you going to be able to outdrive the other guy that has the fully maxed car? Sometimes you will do well, sometimes you won't. The thing about the Tuatara, one is that it launches a little bit off perfect, not exactly perfect. I mean, I'm following Zoocar's shift patterns. Zoocar being another CSR2 YouTuber that puts up a lot of shift patterns for cars like this, fully maxed, and you should check out Zoocar when you get a chance to see if you can learn the best shift pattern for fully maxed cars from that. There are other YouTubers as well, but again, see, this one I screwed up a little bit. I only run a 7.2. You should be running 7.0XX with the proper shift pattern. Shift pattern makes a huge difference with maxed cars. Having the car fully maxed, but shifting it wrong will often cost you. And the same goes for live racing and other aspects where you're using a car that's built a certain way, but if you don't have the right shift pattern, you're going to lose because you can make 0.3, 0.5 difference in the run times, sometimes less, but oftentimes more, just by the way you shift it, and the wrong shifts will definitely hurt you. So keep that in mind when you're playing the game. After you build a car, you really need to go get and find out what the proper shift pattern is. And that's even more so true for all the restriction type events that you're getting at the current tournament. You know, the tournament comes, you're going to have the car set up a little differently. So the issue is that you're going to have the right shift pattern, or you're not going to be able to get the top times in the tournament either. So even though this is a 1400 run for the Tuatara Concept, what I'm really talking about in this video a lot is about learning and using the proper shift pattern for any car that you use for any event. So shift pattern isn't a secondary thing, it's one of the primary things you need to figure out with any car. And if you have specially set up cars that are set up differently, specifically for events or live racing, finding the right shift pattern is also very important for that. So right now I'm being pushed against a bunch of DeVol 16s. Wow, I managed to beat that one. So the max DeVol 16s that are running still generally are people that are just doing this late. The others you run into may be not fully maxed, or they've been struggling with shifting and launching it. So that's the group of players that you should be running into at this point in the 13 to 1400 range. Again, I'm pretty sure my max Tuatara Concept is going to make this event, make it to 1400, I should say, but it won't be a smooth, no loss kind of thing. You're definitely going to lose a few. You're going to be struggling against other players that may have faster car or the same car, and if they do a better run than I do, of course, I can still lose. So here we go. Let's see what's going on with this one. It's a little slow to start. That could be his connection. Usually that's what causes the slow starts. And sometimes you get disconnects even. Like in this case, I think he disconnected. Um, there are guys that disconnect and don't leave, so it keeps you kind of locked in this kind of a limbo situation. That is not a unknown technique for people to try to, you know, kind of get wins without racing. This is a trick with something with the phone that you can do where you just sit at the line, the other guy wait for you, and then you're stuck. Now, what I can do, and this is fortunately because I have a emulator, not a phone, my event never times out, right? But really, taking a loss in a situation like this saves you time. Is it really necessary for me to stay here and keep waiting? Probably not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go to this screen, let it time out a little bit, come back, and take the loss. Because it's not worth it for me to wait. I waste more time waiting on this guy. So Demon, this guy here, with the same max car, squeezed out a 30-point win without racing. Okay? Maybe he glitched. Maybe he did it intentionally. I really don't care. There are people that get very upset about that because it is a form of cheating, obviously. Yeah, but, do I really want to waste my time waiting on these people? Not really. I can get more done in the time that I'm spending waiting than simply waiting on them just to wait. That's a waste of my time, and I don't want to do it. I can earn back that 30 trophies in a race or two and move on with my life. All right, let's see. Here we go. That was a win. Now I just got back 35 trophies, so I moved up 5 points. So again, I understand the mentality behind fighting the cheaters, but in this situation, he already got his win as far as I know. So you waiting there really isn't doing anything great for yourself. So anyway, everybody has a different view on it. My attitude is move on with your life. Okay, let's go. This one is a purple star Tuatara. They shift different. Oh, he's giving me the win. All right, I'll take it. Or he completely forgot about launching, got a phone call, whatever. This happens a lot. I mean, it looks like he's going down the track in like first gear or second gear here. Okay, or he just, giving it to me, but doesn't want to give it to me too quick. All right, so that was a 20-second run. That's pretty much a fully maxed car as well. So he would have been a little quicker than me, all things considered, shifting the same way. I'm going to think positive and assume that he gave me that run. All right, move on. Let's move. Okay, this is the World Record Edition. This one is definitely faster than my car. It runs 6.8s, I believe. If he shifts it well, I am not going to beat a fully maxed version of this, but if he's missing fusions, I have a slight chance, and I don't. Okay. The game's going to give you cars you can't beat, especially as you get close to your goal of getting to 1400. That is because that's how Showdown is designed. It's meant to frustrate you, so you would go and upgrade more, or you go and get the Apex car. Understand that's how the matchmaking is designed, and you will be less frustrated. All right, here we go. Again, shift pattern is critical here. I'm focused on getting those shifts properly. So again, with the Tuatara, you can't instantly second, well, the concept anyway, the gold star concept. You cannot instantly second gear because that actually kills your run. You have to run first gear a little bit to about 35, 40 miles per hour. Then you start doing the skip gear to whatever, I think it's like fourth, run fourth a little bit, then fifth and nitrous. That's how this generally works. And then nitrous, and that's how we get the run. Okay, so I got that. He's a max car too, so he and I had the same car, and I got him generally on the shift pattern there. So, all right, now when you get to close to here, you should start seeing cars that you can't beat again. If the matchmaking can find one, it'll give you a car that you can't beat. If it cannot find one, it'll just try to give you a challenging car. I mean, again, it's not to say that you're going to lose every time you get to this point, but understand that it will be a little bit tougher. You're not going to get easy opponents. Matchmaking's trying to match you to other cars that are tough in that trophy range. And if a max Deval 16 happens to be in that trophy range, it's going to put it against you. All right. Oh, wow. Okay. On that win, we have obtained the car. Now, this actually, this flashing is a glitch, but this part, what happens is a lot of times you're not going to sink in until you get to the next part of the trophy run. So you want to be careful here. Sometimes I do an extra run, but in that case I backed out. But sometimes I do an extra run just to make sure I get there. But the fear there is, of course, you lose on the next run, and you lose the trophy back down to under 1400. Usually, once you collect the car, it's fine. You'll get the car. Let's see. Okay, so it doesn't show up normally initially. That's also very normal. But you'll see that there's still a 1 there. Go here, go back, there's your car. All right, so the syncing of the information can take a second. Now, I have in the past have situations where I saw 14 something. I go back to garage, no car. I go look at my trophy count, it's back down to 1300 something. That happens. It could be a syncing issue, it could be a glitch, whatever it is. But here we go. So I managed to get this 5-star Dallara Stradale. The thing is, brand new car, brand new Fusions. Yes, it's not a bad car. No, it's not worth my effort to build a purple star car that's of a new brand on a free-to-play account. I collect them, but I do nothing with them because it's quite honestly not worth the effort. All right, so that was the 1400 run for the Dallara Stradale. We were right near the end of the event. Notice that it's still pretty hard with 1 day, 19 hours left. We're still running into a lot of maxed top 4 cars as far as the cars that you can use. So it's still not easy. I mean, the Tuatara Concept here is only slower than this guy and I think the 16. So really, these other two, unfortunately, are going to be struggling to get to the end here, even in the last day. And that's unfortunately the reality of running for a 1400 run for a prize card in any showdown. If you have the Apex card, the better the card, the better the chance you get there. In any case, I hope you liked the video. Again, shift pattern is very important. Keep that in mind. If you like the video, leave a like. If you like my channel and you like this kind of videos, subscribe, hit the bell, and you get notified when I put up new videos. And as always, thank you for watching my videos. I'll catch you next time.